Welcome back, Shalloners. Today I want to talk about something that all of us either have or probably will deal with at some point. Nudes. That's right. Naked pictures, sexy snaps, thirst traps, nudes, baby. And most importantly, not just nudes, but Bella Thorne's latest drama with this. Now, if you don't know, she came out about a week ago and said that someone had hacked her cloud and was like blackmailing her with her own nudes. So she decided to release them herself on Twitter to take back her power and to feel less victimized. So we're going to talk about this. We're going to break this down and we're going to go over the do's and don'ts of sending nudes to dudes or to anyone and why it might not always be such a compliment when a guy asks. But first of all, just want to remind you that if you have a love question or any kind of question of your own, find me on the Instant Go app. My username is ShallonXO and click chat to get connected ASAP. And follow me on Instagram at ShallonXO. And be sure to listen to my brand new podcast, Girl on Top. It's out every place you can find podcasts, Spotify, Apple, all that good stuff. And on the podcast, I answer the best questions you guys submitted anonymously over the course of the week and give a little bit of advice that we can all benefit from. So nudes. All right. So Bella, I feel so bad for her. I feel bad. I feel bad for Bella in just like a lot of ways. I just kind of want to like give her a hug and, just like, wash off some of that makeup and just a little less glitter. But this poor girl, I mean, she's really been through the ringer with this nudes thing. And the thing that I think made it even worse is Whoopi Goldberg. Yeah. So the ladies of The View, for some reason, decided that they were going to talk about this and, analyze and break down and share their opinion on whether or not this was the right move. And this is what Whoopi Goldberg said. If you're famous, I don't care how old you are. Bella's 21, okay? You don't take nude pictures of yourself. Once you take that picture, it goes into the cloud and it's available to any hacker who wants it. And if you don't know that in 2019, that this is an issue, I'm sorry, you don't get to do that. That's right, Whoopi, the queen of technology? Is that who she is? Really? Who the fuck asked these women? Who asked these old women to weigh in? And you know why I point out their age? Not an ageist. I'm older than a lot of you guys watching, but they're not part of our generation. I am a millennial. She's not. They have never, ever had to deal with this. They don't have clouds. What is it? Pictures of their grandchildren or like a nice bowl of soup? Come on. They've never had guys asking them for nudes, right? So like they can't conceptualize where we're at. And that might seem like I'm throwing stones from my like Instagram, YouTube house, because I talk a lot about celebs and I analyze their behavior, but I analyze celebs who we have all been in the same position as. That's the point, right? It's like, no, I haven't had the owner of the Golden State Warriors lean across me, a Beyonce pop star, to talk to my husband, Jay-Z, but I've had girls come and try to flirt with my man, right? So we can all get something out of that. These women, who the fuck asked them? So Bella was like super upset about this and she called it like sick and disgusting. And then a whole bunch of other celebrities came to her defense and like, I know we all know what it's like to feel like we're victimized. And I'm sure, don't you think Bella knows that maybe she made a mistake by taking, like, do you not think she knows that, right? Do you not think that there's an element of, I wish I hadn't done that? Like, no shit. Like, you don't need someone piling on and being like, well, if you didn't know any better. Think of it as like getting into a car. You're way more likely to die in a car crash than by like a lot of other ways, like shark attack, lightning, plane crash, whatever. But when you get in a car crash, do you want Whoopi Goldberg there being like, well, I don't know what you expected. You looked down for a second to get your soda and I guess you kind of deserve to lose both legs. Shut up. Shut up. So, now that I've ranted about that, let's talk about nudes in general. Oh, okay, wait. Go back to Whoopi. I'm not done talking about that. I'm not done ranting. Like, on its face, what she's saying does make sense. When we take nudes, we really have to understand and like be cognizant of the consequences of like, this could get out. Now, most of us, we're not celebs. We're not going to have a hacker targeting us. It's whatever. But we might have a guy flip on us and show his friends. We might have a friend just Tell everyone. Like, hey, you know Samantha? She totally sent I almost said dick pics. Maybe Samantha has a dick. It's fine. It's 2019. She totally sent nudes to everyone, blah, 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 blah. And he's spreading your business. There's a lot of different ways to be violated over nudes and sexy photos that don't happen on like the global scale like they're happening to Bella Thorne. You know what I mean? And it's almost in some ways like worse because it's like Bella can call the FBI because she got hacked. Like, what are we gonna do? What happens to the rest of us? You know, so I get Whoopi's line of logic, but the way it came off was very victim blaming. It was girl shaming. It wasn't even slut shaming. It was just like female shaming. And it's like, because, and on one hand, I understand that like it's easy to focus on Bella's role in this because we don't know who the hacker is. If it was Maud's son and he's like, yo, I'm going to release your nudes unless you do X, Y, and Z, like her ex-boyfriend, we could be like, well, fuck you, Maud's son. Like, kind of fuck Maud's son in general. Ugh, Lord. Don't even get me started. But like, because we don't know who this assailant is, it's easy to just focus all on Bella's role in this. But again, is that how crime works? When someone gets murdered, are we like, well, I don't know what she was thinking, going to the grocery store the day after Thanksgiving? I don't know. Like, that's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And it doesn't help anyone, you know? So we're going to unpack this whole thing a little bit more. And we're going to talk about maybe some sense Whoopi was talking. And we already covered the nonsense talk. So the thing with nudes, I really want you guys to know is number one, first and foremost, foundationally, why guys ask for nudes. Why do they ask for nudes? Well, I know what you're thinking. Because they want to see me naked? Hello? No, that's not it. What they're doing is they're trophy hunting. They're trophy hunting. And I can feel the comments coming because I've done videos on nudes before and they're like, I send nudes to my boyfriend all the time. Cool. I don't give a shit. Like, great. Maybe you guys are going to die in each other's arms 70 years from now. That might not be the reality for the rest of us. Maybe we're sending things to people we aren't in like a death pact committed relationship with. And baby girl, you might not be in one either. Let's hope you are. But just in case you're not, ooh, women get blindsided. You know, they get dumped out of nowhere. It happens. They get divorced out of nowhere. It happens. So yeah, what are guys doing? They're trophy hunting. When a guy who, let's say it's not your boyfriend, okay? It's a guy you're dating, you're involved with, you might have a history with, it's a fuckboy situation, it's a friend with benefits thing. They want to see a nude. Why? They want to see me naked. No, they're trophy hunting. Because we live in the age of the internet. You type in the words VA into Google, you're not getting vacuums, you're getting vaginas. If they want to see a vagina or boobs, they are but a search away. There's so many easier ways to get that. They want to see yours, but not because, ooh, I just gotta know, I just gotta see. They're trying to find out how far they can push you because that's what they're hunting. They want to go, Spencer Tucker, look what I got Kristen to send me. I've never even taken her out. I don't even talk to her at school, but look what she sent me. That's what they're doing. And it's so fucked up because we interpret getting asked for nudes as a compliment. Oh my God, he wants me. He just needs to see me. He says he's so turned on. Like, they're going to say whatever they need to say. And it's like, no, they're trying to see what they can get me to do. And if a guy's asking one girl for nudes, he's asking a million of them. I met this dude on Tinder. He lived in Texas. And he would like harass me for nudes. That's the only word, harass. And I was like, I told you I don't take nudes. That's a side note. I have never taken a nude in my life. I take a lot of sexy pictures, but we'll get to that in a minute. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. And I was like, no, I don't do this. And he's like, I'll send you a picture of my dick. I was like, I don't want a picture of your dick. First of all, I don't want to see it if I can't interact with it. You know what I mean? I don't want to see a picture of your dinner if I don't get to have a bite. Obviously. Like, oh, there it is. It's a dick. He sent it anyway. I have it on my iPad. And you know what I did? I showed my friends. It's kind of human nature. You're going to hold it up like Simba and be like, blah, 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 whatever they say in Lion King. But I also didn't ask for it. So it's like, if you send me an unsolicited dick pic, my dude, it is going far and wide to all the friends, screen grabbed like you wouldn't believe. And when I told him I wasn't going to send him one, he blocked me. And I know a lot of you guys have encountered that before, especially like if you're younger, guys will threaten you. I'm going to tell everyone you're a slut, blah, 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 blah. It's unconscionable what women have to deal with on the guy end. And we don't need it on the Whoopi Goldberg end, okay? We don't need it. It's baloney. So take it out of your mind that nudes are a compliment, right? But let's say that you're kind of game for this, you know? Like, I've never taken a nude, no nips, no vajay, but I've taken a lot of sexy pictures. And my rule is always Maxim, not Playboy. You know what I mean? Playboy is like tits, vag, blah, blah, blah. Maxim is like suggestive, like hand across, lingerie, stuff like that. And I think it's so much more of an achievement to like get a guy riled up with the Maxim type photos versus like, you know, just here it is. Because it's like, also, where do you go from there? Once you send that vag pic, it's like, where else do we go from here? But if it's something suggestive, you could do a whole bunch of different things. And so that's always been my thing. And every single picture I've taken and every single picture I've sent, I am completely fine if they get out. I kind of hope some of them do. They're nice. I mean, I know my angles. Do you know what I mean? I know my angles. I know when I look good. You know, it's great. So I should be like, oh no, someone's hacked my account and threatened to post them. Here they all are. You know, it's good. But that is by design, you know? I actually did take one picture. It wasn't a nude, but it was like, ugh, I wouldn't want that picture to get out. And it has kind of like haunted me. I sent it to my ex-boyfriend and I'm like, he was in college at the time. And I'm like, I don't believe that he maybe didn't show people. Because look, say that this dude isn't a complete scumbag and say that he's not trophy hunting. If he's got a hot chick sending him hot photos, he's going to want to show it off for a different reason. You know, like one of my exes would send me like, you know, like shirtless photos. He'd be like in a towel. I showed all my friends. I made an album on my phone of him because he looked so hot. And I was like, look, go ahead and scroll through. It's all him. He's gorgeous. And like, he might not have appreciated that because he sent them on Snapchat. He was like not happy that I was screenshotting, but I'm like, you look hot as fuck. Like, I'm sorry. I gotta keep this. This is like grade A material. I love it. So I understand if he wouldn't be super comfortable with that, but he did look really good. And I will send them to you too, because I'll blur out his face, but he looks really foxy. You should be proud, babe. So all roads can sometimes lead to the sharing of photos. And that's not to say anything about like hacking. I mean, that's a real thing, you know? Or like I said, even someone just saying you have nudes out there can do enough damage as the real thing. You know, if you're young, if you're in school, we know what it's like, girls, to get a reputation. And it is not right and it is not fair that one person saying she's a slut, sometimes that shit will stick. You know, a guy, you can call him a fuck boy, a player, whatever, and his ego just puffs up, 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 up. You call a girl a slut, she could live that label for the rest of her life. True or untrue? Valid or invalid? Also, being a slut just means you're good at one particular thing. Fine by me. But yeah, if you're in a small environment, you don't want that reputation. And so someone actually did say, it's a long story, but a guy was like, I'm going to release your nudes, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, joke's on you, bitch. I don't have any. Do your worst. And he was like, you know, I called his bluff, but I knew that I didn't have any. I knew that I didn't have anything to worry about. There's a lot of other things I don't want getting out about me, you know, like text message exchanges, all this stuff. But like in that category, I sleep well at night knowing that I didn't. But what if you do? You know, you can't put the genie back in the bottle. What if you have taken photos, you sent them to people, maybe it turns out you can't trust? Because look, girls, when we send them to anyone, no one's like, oh, I can't trust this guy. Boop. He's a fuckboy. He's going to tell everyone, boop. None of us assume it's going to play out like that, you know? We trust people. We're loving. That's part of our strength as a woman, and it's sickening that people prey on that and make that a liability. It's sickening. But things happen, you know? And you just don't know what someone's capable of. And I've always said that the number one sign a dude's a fuckboy is that he asks for nudes. Quality guy's not going to do that. Because a quality guy is going to want to get to know you. He's not going to be like, well, I need to see what your vagina looks like before I can date you. I need to get a sense of the labia situation before I can take you out. Are you, what? No, 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 no. So yeah, what if you have sent these photos and now you're probably at like peak anxiety during this video. You're like, oh, my life's going to be ruined. You know what? First of all, we've all got boobs. We've all got a vag. And what do I always say? We wouldn't care so much what people thought about us if we knew how seldom they did. It's really easy to get caught up in a scandal, especially when the scandal's about you. It's like the earth stops spinning. But like as an adult, and I've been a journalist for a long time, it's like we are very in tune with the concept of a news cycle. It's like a day. And if something bad comes out or if we mess up an article or whatever, it's like, just wait a news cycle and everyone is going to forget. And that's been a good lesson for me in my personal life. Because when I do something embarrassing or someone's mad at me or just the myriad of ways I fuck up my own life, I'm like, wait a news cycle and it will be gone. The more attention we give to a scandal, the longer it keeps going. Fuel is fuel, you know? And I've talked about this in other videos, but it's like I worked in celebrity journalism for a really long time and I was always covering like celebrity mess ups and then their apologies. And it's like, if people would actually just not apologize or not give interviews about it and keep talking about it and keep tweeting back and forth and blah, 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 things would actually like die out pretty fast, you know? And it's the same in our personal life. If someone's like, oh, I saw Kelsey's nudes, clip it. Pick one friend to vent about, you know, and just melt down in her arms. But publicly, your persona, your press release didn't happen. I talk a lot about how to get over embarrassing incidents, and I've always said that my embarrassment idol is Paris Hilton because she is unembarrassable. Unembarrassable. I've never seen her do anything but like just shrug and keep moving. And it's like, huh. Okay. Same with Kourtney Kardashian. It's just that like, and whatever, moving on. And then everyone else is kind of like, all right, we'll move on. You know, but then you have people like Chloe who feed in and they keep talking and they're subtweeting and this and that. It's like, girl, you're making this last so much longer, you know? So it's counterintuitive and as difficult as it is, if the worst should happen, honestly, ignore it. Block people, tell like a few strategic people in your life, like, look, this is something I'm dealing with. Do not speak about it to others, but I need to vent to you. I need that support system. I've also found like, I was even thinking about Bella, how she released her own nudes. And I was like, I definitely get like why she felt that way to like take back the power for sure. But I've actually found that blackmailers don't follow through that often because once they do, there's no money to be made. You know, it's like they've got to have a really personal stake in something. Like they want revenge. And usually a blackmailer who just wants revenge, like they know you for some reason, and they're not going to give you multiple chances to pay and to capitulate. You know what I mean? They're going to say, hey, I'm doing this. Fuck you. And then they're going to do it. So again, this probably isn't a situation you and I are going to be in where we're being blackmailed by some shadowy figure that now the FBI is hunting, but like, you don't know. And like, if you have an ex who's blackmailing you, you're like, do your worst, dude. And then cut them off. Because what people like that want is engagement. They're on a battlefield, they've got their guns ready, and you're on the other side and you're like, we're going home, actually. I don't feel like it. And they're like, they want engagement. And crazy people like that, they can't tell the difference between positive and negative communication. You know what I mean? So if you engage with them in any way, in a big way, like to tell them off and fuck you and blah, 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 and I'm not scared of you. Or if it's the opposite, no, please don't do this, whatever you want. All they see is attention because that's what they're after. If you deny them that attention, they're going to move on to different targets. They might do a little bit of damage. They might. But take the Kourtney route, take the Paris route, shrug, move on. Clip their wings in that fashion. And they're going to pick a different target, someone who will take the bait. And I know that's hard. So what did we learn today? Nudes are not a compliment, right? If you are going to take sexy pictures, Maxim Not Playboy. And number 3, relationships change. Life is very, very, very long. You don't know where your life is going to go. Maybe you want to run for office one day. Maybe you want to be PTA president. Maybe you want to be an actress. Maybe you want to be a YouTuber and work with me. But you deserve to have those choices. You deserve to make those choices and take your life wherever you want without these skeletons in your closet, skeletons you made and put in there to please some fucking guy. Even if that guy was your boyfriend, even if he was your fiance or your husband. My boyfriend asks me for sexy pictures all the time, and I'm like, no, I don't know you. I mean, I do, but I don't know who you are when I'm not around. I don't know who you're going to be in 5 years, 10 years, 30 years, 60 years. But I know who I'm going to be. And I'm going to be a person who deserves to walk through this life without looking over her shoulder. And if you require that, if a guy requires those nudes to be in his life, he is the kind of person we should be afraid of. You know? You don't need to be in his life. Poor Bella. I hope she sorts this out. And if you guys have issues like this, if you're going through something, honestly, message me on Instagram. I can help you work through it. If someone's threatening you, I am really, really scary, and I will cyberbully anybody you want me to. If they're threatening you, the whole Shallon is on your side. For more, click like and subscribe for new videos every other day, and sometimes more than that. And like I said, be sure and listen to my podcast, Girl on Top, and follow me on Instagram @ShallonXO. Keep them covered. These tits are for you and for you alone. I love you guys.